Welcome. Tonight I'm Jeremy and I work sometimes as a relief teacher, and this is Kim. What do you do, Kim?
I'm a mum of 2 girls, and I'm going to talk more about that in a minute.
That's right, but tonight we wanted to, normally when we rock up here on Monday nights, we talk about some of the Young Living products that we love. We talk about how to make the most of them. But tonight we're going to talk about something else. I mean, the products are fantastic, that's for sure. But Young Living doesn't just have products. In fact, we want to talk about an amazing opportunity that they also offer really to everyone, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone who gets started with Young Living has equal opportunity. It's an equal opportunity company.
It is. So tell us a bit about, this thing.
Okay, so Young Living is obviously a health and wellness company that specialises in essential oils and products that are enhanced with essential oils. So most of you already know that, unless you're new and you don't know that. But the income opportunity for Young Living is actually based on the network marketing model. Okay, and the thing about about networking, it's basically meeting people and sharing something that you love. So the networking is meeting people, and marketing, sharing something that you love. Marketing, like talking, word of mouth and that kind of stuff. Now, network marketing isn't for everybody. And some of you may have already tuned out by now. You're like, no, it's one of those things. I'm not interested. And that's okay, because this business isn't for everybody.
But if you're just about to hit the exit button, hang in there for a minute, because I guess my experience was I didn't really understand network marketing, and I certainly didn't understand what Young Living was offering. So, I kind of had a few questions and a few doubts there. Hang in there and just see, because you might be pleasantly surprised, as I was.
And as I say, it's not for everyone, and that's okay. And maybe it's not for you right now. Maybe you're in a place where, you aren't looking for an extra income stream, and that's okay too. But maybe you want to still join in and watch us for the next, maybe 20 minutes and see if it is for you, maybe into the future, even if it's not you now. So anyway, Jeremy already introduced himself, and he said that he was a teacher. How did you get introduced to Young Living, Jeremy?
I met you. I fell in love with Kim, and it was kind of like a package deal, really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
As I said, though, I knew nothing really about network marketing. I'd kind of dabbled in it a little bit, but I didn't really get the hang of it. And I certainly knew literally nothing about Young Living before I met Kim. So it was kind of it was a really steep learning curve.
Yeah. And I got introduced to Young Living because of the amazing products. And I wanted those products in my house to help me and my family. And I actually didn't get introduced to the whole income opportunity for a couple of years after I started. And then when someone said to me, they actually introduced me to the income disclosure statement, which we've put a link in the post for this video so that you can check that out, because we're talking about the income tonight. We do have to share with you the income disclosure statement. They shared that with me, and I started to look at the various, incomes that people could achieve in this company. And I heard about the incentive trips, and I love an overseas holiday. So I was like, I'm in, this business sounds amazing. What do I have to do? And now the thing is, it's not a get rich scheme. It's not a scam. So you do have to work hard, but that was part of the, draw card for me, because I'd come from a government job where pretty much we were all paid the same, regardless of, the performance that we achieved or the results that we achieved. If you worked your 35-hour a week and you were you'd been with the government department for this long, this is what you got paid. And it didn't matter whether you turned up for work and did an average job, or you turned up for work and did an excellent job, you were still paid the same. I wanted to be paid on my performance, okay? In this business, we actually talk about the 1%ers and the 99%ers, okay? So in fact, in all honesty, only 1%, well actually even less than 1%, actually make it to the top rank in Young Living, which is Royal Crown Diamond, okay? But a Royal Crown Diamond is paid, do you know how much they're paid?
About 150,000 American dollars a month.
Yeah, 150,000 US dollars a month.
Did you ever get paid $150,000 in a year?
No, I didn't even reach that in a year.
No, I can't imagine what that's like in a month. But that's what Royal Crown Diamonds are getting, and actually, and some of them are getting paid significantly more than that. So it's not like there's a ceiling on even that.
Yeah. And as I say, less than 1% actually get there. So the question that I have for you is, are you a 1%er or are you a 99%er?
Well, I'm going to shoot for the 1%, yeah.
Yeah.
But even if you don't get to Royal Crown Diamond, it's not like you miss out on anything, is it?
No, and even the other levels, if you check out that income disclosure statement that we posted the link, they are pretty good too. And so I actually tell people, shoot for the moon, shoot for the stars, and if you miss, then you might well hit the moon on the way back down, and the moon's pretty good too. So, it doesn't, obviously I said before that it's not a get rich quick scheme. You do have to work hard, and you have to work hard consistently over time. In fact, it's even referred to as the 4-year career. For me, I worked part-time around being a mum and working in my full-time government job. So it took me a little bit longer to build my career. But on average, most people build their career with Young Living over 4 years. So they work hard for the 4 years, and they never actually take their foot off the brake. I mean, ideally you can, and certainly there are people out there who do that. But people in Young Living fall in love with the company, they fall in love with the products, they fall in love with helping other people, and they just seem to keep doing it. So, who wouldn't want to be out there helping other people to, get healthier?
Absolutely, but also, getting paid for doing that, that's the awesome thing. I guess my background as a school teacher is, I was doing as well as I could. I was on the top pay grade. The only place I could really go was to become a principal, and that wasn't something that I wanted to do. So for me, I'd reached the ceiling of what I could earn. So I was really looking for some other option, which, like you, which could pay more, but also where I could keep doing what I love doing, which is helping people.
Yeah. So what if you fell in love with a product, so it could be any product, and you absolutely love this product, it worked really well, would you tell anyone?
Yeah, I do that all the time, whether it's songs that I love, whether it's even finding a good mechanic, all those things. If I find something I love, I always share it with my friends. Yeah.
All right. And what if your friends also fell in love with that same product or that same company? Would they tell anyone?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's like that with everything. We find something that we love, we want to share it, especially if we think it's going to help other people.
Well, that's exactly what happened to me. I, as I said before, got introduced to the products when I was pregnant, and I wanted to use them during my labour, and technically I didn't use them during my first birth, but
because you popped it out
because I
like
had my
a rocket.
babies, so quick. But then I started to use them with my baby, and then I used them during my second labour, and I fell in love with the products. And even my own midwife said to me, "Oh my goodness, you love these products so much. You should go and study and do more things because you're so passionate about it." And I was, and so I started to tell people. I told all my friends at breastfeeding group and my home birth group and other mums that I ran into at play group. When I went back to work, I started telling all of them, and then they fell in love with the products, and they started telling people, and then they started telling people, and anyway, I'm sure you get the picture. But that's basically how you build a network, is that you share about the product that you love. What if that mechanic that you referred someone to, what if they paid you money for referring people to him? Is that what happens? Does your mechanic pay you?
No.
All right, what about the TV company? Do they pay you for telling people about the good movie that you saw?
No.
No, but Young Living does. Young Living actually, pay us based on referring other people to the company to buy their products. So we don't technically sell the products. That's not to say that you can't, but what we do is we refer people to get their own retail or wholesale account with the company, and then they buy what they want, and then they tell someone else, and they tell someone else, and we get paid on those people as well.
Absolutely. I don't think I'd feel bad if I got paid by the mechanic for referring someone else. Would you feel bad if that happened? I don't know, I just think that's a nice thing, so I certainly wouldn't feel guilty about it.
Yeah. So what would you do with, say, an extra $500 a month?
Oh man. Okay. probably credit card would go bye-byes for starters.
Would you be able to pay that off in 1 month, or would it take a few months?
No, I'd probably take a few, but yeah, that would be gone. That would be the first thing. Then, I don't know, I'd be saving up for holidays and stuff, I think. Yeah.
All right, most people in Young Living, when they start to earn a little bit of money, they actually use it to pay for their products, to get their products for free. So they can start ordering things that, you know, to replace the products in their house that may have harmful chemicals. They start ditching and switching, and they use their commission or the money that Young Living pays them for referring their friends. That's what they use. And then when they start to get a little more, so say $500, they might actually save that up, because over a year, do you know how much that adds up to?
$6,000.
So what could an extra $6,000 do for you in a year? What would you do?
10 surfboards.
Most of us would probably use it towards a family holiday.
Of course.
To the Gold Coast, or,
Yep.
or if you live on the Gold Coast, maybe you'd go somewhere else.
With a couple of surfboards.
All right, what about $1,000? What difference would $1,000 do in your home?
Gosh, $1,000, man. I'm just thinking of our place. We need to get a new roof. We need to fix up the stairs. There's a lot of things that $1,000 a month would cover in terms of all that stuff. That might be, school fees. That would wipe out the school fees. Gosh, yeah, lots of things.
So
replace your car.
Yes, definitely. So if you check out that income disclosure statement, you'll actually see that the average silver makes $2,500 a month. So maybe that's enticing to you. The average gold makes $5,000 a month. The average platinum makes $14,000. So you can check all these numbers out. But imagine becoming a diamond and you're looking at, between $20,000 and $30,000 a month. Crown diamonds are around $50,000, and we mentioned the royal crowns before. So who wouldn't want to make it all the way to the top if you want to rock and roll? So there's actually 3 things you need to do to build this business. Do you know what they are?
Well, I know the first one, and that is you got to love the products. You got to use them. Like you can't recommend something that you're not using yourself. And I guess people do that all the time, don't we? You go into a shop and people, the guy says buy this Mercedes, and then he drives home in his Toyota. But
if that happens.
Well,
but they certainly, I go into shops and they just tell you what they think you want to hear, but they've never actually tried the product. And sometimes that's really obvious to tell. So
if you're going to be authentic, you got to use the products and you got to love them, because that's really what you're doing, is you're recommending what you're using yourself. Yep. So that's step number 1.
The second step is to actually recommend it to your friends. So the stuff that I was talking about before, when I fell in love with these products, I couldn't help but share the oils with other mums. My friends, they needed help getting their babies to sleep. So Peace and Calming was slathered everywhere at mums groups. And, the cleaning products, people were looking for natural alternatives so that their kids weren't, sitting in high chairs that were sprayed down with nasty chemicals. So it was so easy for me to share with other people and recommend the products that I love. Now, the third step is to actually invite people to have a look at the income opportunity, which you could do by sharing this video with someone who might be interested in, an extra couple of $100 a month. You could tell them about this video and they could watch it and see whether it's for them. And that's the 3 steps. Fall in love with the product, share the product, and invite people to take a look.
And they're simple, aren't they? Those first 2, that's kind of like the test for me. Ask yourself, do I love these products? Number 2, am I comfortable? Would I recommend them to my friends? Then you're on your way, really, aren't you?
Yeah. Now, Young Living's mission actually is to get oils in every home. Now, that's a pretty huge mission. That's a lot of homes. Right? But the thing is, when you join with Young Living, you're actually becoming part of a wellness movement. A movement of people who are absolutely passionate about ditching the nasty chemicals and going non-tox and replacing the products in our homes with beautiful, natural, plant-based products that don't have any of those nasty ingredients.
They're pretty damn good.
I was actually able to get rid of, I used to be one of those mums who would go into the shop. Well, in the beginning it was with the little Chemical Maze book, but then I got the app on my phone and I used to go around and read all the labels. The best thing about Young Living, it's kind of like shopping from your own supermarket without having to read the labels. So, you know, there's all kinds of chemicals in our homes and in our products. You know, you think about the products that you might have used this morning. Maybe you brushed your teeth with some toothpaste. What's in the toothpaste? Is there fluoride? Is there triclosan? Did you wash your hair with some shampoo? Did the shampoo contain sodium lauryl sulfate to make it foam up?
Probably. Well, mine didn't. But yeah.
What about the stuff you put on your face? Did you cleanse your face, your moisturizer, your makeup? Makeup is so toxic, and so is perfume. Wouldn't you rather replace those with some natural essential oils?
I heard a rumor that for women in particular, I mean, guys, we use a bit of soap and stuff, but women, you can use literally hundreds of toxic chemicals on your body before you even walk out the front door.
So true. Yeah. Now, one of the things that I love about Young Living, apart from their income opportunity and their amazing products, is their seed to seal story. And it's kind of what sets them apart as a company. So lots of companies make essential oils, and lots of companies even make good quality essential oils. But the thing about Young Living, and why I believe that they sell the world's best and top quality essential oils, is to do with their seed to seal.
And we've seen that in operation. So we've had the privilege to go to a bunch of farms, Young Living farms across the world, and literally see it from the planting the seed. In fact, we've actually planted some seeds in a couple of farms. We've watched them grow it using the best practice farming that's two practices, but best practice farming with no pesticides and no toxic chemicals in it. And we've watched it be harvested and then finally distilled and bottled. So we've seen the whole seed to seal the bottle process.
And even their testing is amazing. Like, they have the most amazing labs. They test the products to make sure that you're getting the highest quality. And they extend that even to their what they call their partner farms and their seed to seal certified suppliers. So their standards are across the board, no matter where they get their oils from. So, did you know that in the average bottle of lemon oil, there's actually 75 lemons?
How do they squash them all in there?
That's how pure oils are. They're very potent and very pure. And that's why you want to make sure that if you're going to use essential oils, that that you're buying the best possible oils that you can source on the market. So I guess the key to this business is to fall in love with the product and then start sharing. So network marketing is actually a lot of people doing a little bit. So typical sales is you might, in order to have $100,000 worth of sales, you might have to have 100 people doing $1,000 worth of sales. But in network marketing, we kind of flip it around. So instead of that 100 salespeople selling $1,000 worth of product, we actually have 1,000 people buying $100 worth of their own product. Now, we in Young Living use the term PV, which is points value, which works out to be, like for a premium starter kit, say $259, but on a month average, it might be closer to the $200. So each of the people is buying their own products. So instead of going down to the supermarket, they are buying from their own supermarket online, having it conveniently shipped to their door, and then they're telling other people about it, and they're getting paid on those people's order as well. So it's what we call compounding, okay?
And this is magic. I think it was Einstein. Einstein said that compounding is the eighth wonder of the world. So do you want to explain how it works?
So hypothetically, okay, now no team builds like this, and I'll just tell you up front, but hypothetically, if you share with two people who share with two people... Should
I work this out on my fingers?
Yes, okay, you do it because my maths is terrible.
Okay.
But if you share with two people and then they share with two people...
Okay.
So how many do we get?
We've got 6 now.
And then they share with two people each.
I can't do the maths, I run out of fingers and toes.
So it goes 2, 4, 8, 16...
And you add those
you'll have 30 people
30
in your
people,
team.
yeah.
Okay, and that's if people just share with 2 people. If they share with 3 people, it goes 3, 9, 27, 81, and then you have 120 people.
Wow.
So that's kind of how compounding works. And then maybe you share it with 4 people, and each of those 4 people share it with 4 people. Now, as I say, it's all hypothetical because, you know, you might share with 4 people and one of them shares with 10 people because they absolutely love it. Another person shares with one person shares with no people, and the other person shares with the 4 people. So you never know who's going to fall in love with the products and go out and share it with their friends. So compounding is really important in this business. It's basically how we earn the money. So if you did that example of the 4 people sharing with 4 people sharing with 4 people, then you would end up with 340 people in your team. Now, if they did, on average, they bought $100 worth of products a month. So by the time you've added up your cleaning products, your skincare, your hair care, your supplements,
yeah.
all of those things that you don't have to buy at the supermarket and you're ordering them through Young Living, those 340 people buying $100 worth of product a month equals $340,000 worth of products.
Wow.
Now, if you were to get on average, now once again it's on average, most network marketing companies on average pay 7% commission. So if you got 7% commission on that $340,000 worth of sales, then your check would be over $2,000.
So that's sort of the equivalent.
$2,380.
That's the equivalent of being about a silver, isn't it, in Young Living?
Yeah.
Wow.
So what would you do with an extra $2,380 a month?
Well, that's a guitar.
What kind of guitar?
That's a Fender guitar.
So I mentioned before that Young Living have farms, and one of the amazing incentives that Young Living offers its distributors is overseas trips to visit a lot of its farms. So we, at the end of last year, got lucky enough to go and visit their farm in Ecuador, but we've also visited farms in France, in the US, in Croatia.
Yeah.
So, you know, maybe you'd like to do this business because you'd like to travel more and see the world, and Young Living certainly has that on offer. Maybe you are passionate about a particular charity, and Young Living has an amazing foundation. We actually sponsor a girl in Ecuador. We help pay her school fees.
Kimberlyn. we got to meet her in Ecuador. That was just absolutely heartwarming moment. Well, and we got to spend time with her. We got to spend time and meet her parents and her 2 sisters. It was just a beautiful thing.
So the company isn't just about wellness, it's about purpose and abundance as well. So the purpose comes from you being able to give to a charity of your choice. If you want to be able to have some extra money to be able to tithe or donate to the charity that you choose, then you can do that. Or you can choose to support one of the Young Living Foundation's charities, including sponsoring a child in Ecuador. You know, maybe it's donating to the malaria centre in Uganda, helping reduce child sex slavery in Cambodia. There's amazing different projects that you can become involved in through Young Living. So, who do you know who's a massage therapist? Do you know a massage therapist?
I think I know a couple of massage therapists, yeah.
What about a personal trainer? Do you know any personal trainers or gym owners?
I do know a gym owner, yeah. Yep.
What about a hairdresser?
I was talking to my hairdresser the other day about this very topic. Yeah.
What about stay-at-home mums? Do you know any stay-at-home mums?
Oh, I don't know a single stay-at-home mum, but then I don't really travel in the right circles. Do you know any stay-at-home mums?
I know a few. What about a chiropractor?
I reckon you've got one in your family.
I know a chiropractor. Yeah. And what about any social media influencers? Do you know any social media influencers?
I do. I follow a bunch of them on Instagram and Facebook. So, yeah, they have massive reach.
So do you think that you could share the Young Living products and opportunity with them?
Well, I can, yeah. And to be honest, I have. And I thought it would be weird, but actually, the more I've done it, the less weird it actually... Well, in fact, it doesn't even feel weird at all. I think because I love the products and because I've seen the benefits of them myself, I don't find it hard to share.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Oh.
So does this sound like it would be for you? And only you can answer that question. But The first step, if this does sound like something for you, is to start using the products. Start ditching and switching and using natural, low-tox products from Young Living. Get back in contact with the person who told you about this video. Ask them any questions that you may have. They can help you get started with Young Living and to point you in the right direction as to some products that might be best for you. And then if you fall in love with the products, then you can authentically share those with other people and invite them to take a look at the business opportunity too.
You've got a few stories about different products, haven't you? I know I have. In fact, just about everyone that we talk to who uses Young Living products has a story about how they've benefited them, and that makes it so much easier to share about the products, because basically you can just share your own experience, share the story of the difference they've made in your life, and then suggest maybe it could make a difference in other people's lives as well.
Yeah. So anyway, thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the future.
We do.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.